What's up guys, it's Lauren and welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I am going to be diving into what prison life is like for some notorious serial killers. So without further ado, let's get into the video. A lot of times it's hard to remember that serial killers are people too. Oftentimes, once they get caught and they're incarcerated, put to jail, all that stuff, they get thrown into the media spotlight. But what is it like for serial killers from the inside? Now, you may think that they have a very depressing life once they get to jail, but it's not always as devastating as you would assume. A few right off the bat include Richard Ramirez, who was known as the Night Stalker, who had his rotten teeth repaired and replaced by a dentist. Ted Bundy was free to walk without handcuffs and/or shackles, and he spent a lot of time in the prison library researching his own case. John Wayne Gacy carried around tools and was considered a frequent handyman around the prison. These privileges are absent for a lot of average inmates in prison. However, some of the most notorious serial killers get to experience certain said privileges. Now we are going to dive a bit deeper and examine some serial killers who are spending their life in prison. So the first one is Dennis Rader. Dennis Rader, known as the BTK Killer, haunted Wichita, Kansas for 30 years and killed 10 people. His motto was bind, torture, kill, hence what BTK stands for. He also had another life as a Boy Scout troop leader until he was finally caught, and he is now serving his sentence at El Dorado Correctional Facility, where he has been there since 2005. Inmates tend to have it in for other inmates who are known for horrendous crimes. So after years of being in solitary confinement, mostly due to the natures of his crimes, he has been given the privilege to watch television and listen to the radio from his own cell. Rader has even said himself that he has become a bit of a prison pet, so kind of like a class pet at school. If you were to, do everything the teacher says, do extra than you need to, that kind of thing. So he's being very well taken care of because of it. But these perks have not gone unnoticed. One of the deputy attorneys, Kevin O'Connor, has gone on record saying how much he doesn't think this should be a thing, and he's basically just expressing his concern for the special treatment towards Rader. We're having a hard time understanding why somebody like this is allowed to earn privileges when all the evidence was presented as to how he can turn what most people would consider to be innocent into something that is evil. The next one is David Berkowitz. Berkowitz is known as Son of Sam and .44 caliber killer. He killed 6 people in New York between the years 1976 and 1977, claiming that he got orders to kill from his demon-possessed dog. Berkowitz is locked up in Shawangunk Correctional Facility in New York. He could be granted parole, but he has yet to seek such a choice because he prefers to stay in prison. And many think this is because of how well he is being treated. He has turned to the Christian faith, where he became a prison chaplain, and they trust him with, filing paperwork and cleaning the facilities, stuff like that. The next serial killer is Gary Ridgway. Ridgway is known to the media as the Green River Killer. He committed the majority of his murders in 1982 and 1983, but it took authorities 20 years to finally catch him. He has been convicted of murdering 49 women. He even used his bare hands as his weapon to strangle all of his victims. His nickname came from where he disposed of the bodies, because he left them dead and naked on the riverbank. Ridgway is serving 48 consecutive prison sentences at USP Florence High, which is a high-security prison in Colorado. A life sentence for him isn't nearly as glamorous as it was for Berkowitz or Rader. He is limited to his prison cell for 23 hours of the day because it's so likely that other prison inmates will try to kill him, hurt him, do whatever they feel like doing to him because of the crime he committed. The next one is Scott Peterson. So I'm very familiar with this case. I watched a documentary on it. I was kind of obsessed with it for a while. So if you guys want me to do like an actual case study or just film a video for you guys on this case or really any of these cases, comment down below and give this video a thumbs up so I know which one you guys want to hear about most. So Peterson is the charming yet unfazed man whose wife went missing. Her name was Lacey and she was pregnant at the time she disappeared. He had an odd alibi and an unemotional effect. He has been serving a life sentence at San Quentin. Just like Ridgway, where he was confined to his cell, most inmates around Peterson were also confined to their cell 23 hours of the day, but Peterson actually got to go out. He had an outdoor shower, an outdoor toilet he could use, and he could also visit the basketball court anytime he wanted, whenever he wanted, by himself. Next is Victor Sayenko. Victor is a young man who turned to murder as a business. Okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pronounce this correctly, but I'm going to try my best. I'll put the word on the screen when I say it because it's a really long word and I definitely don't think it's English. But he's named the Dnepropetrovsk Maniac. But that name came about because he murdered 18 people and filmed it. His intention was to get rich by distributing the videos. These murders were done by being hit with hammers, steel construction bars, or even many knife stabbings. Victor is serving life in prison, and even though reports are pretty vague, his parents have been very vocal on his trial and the whole situation. They claim that he was being used as a scapegoat and that his sentencing was very unfair. His father is working to create a website to track his son's trial, but he did go on record to mention that his son is being treated very well in prison. Alexander Hunsaw was Victor's partner in these murders, but after serving 9 years was released on parole. Lastly is Paul Bernardo. The media has come up with the nicknames Schoolgirl Killer and Scarborough Rapist for Bernardo, and this was because his prime targets were schoolgirls. With the help of his girlfriend, Karla Homolka, he kidnapped, poisoned, raped, and then strangled all of his victims. He pled guilty to over a dozen rapes and sexual assaults and is now marked a dangerous offender. He is now serving a life sentence in Kingston Penitentiary, Ontario, Canada. Carl Hiltz, who is also a fellow inmate, became known as a hero and gained countless fan letters and donations when word got out that he beat Bernardo so badly he almost lost his eye. So that is how a bunch of notorious serial killers are spending their days in prison since they got captured. I thought this video would be super interesting to film. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Disliked it, give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below videos you would like to see next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!